Today we are going to learn about a fascinating and at the same time frightening story. Let's talk about a place shrouded in mystery. And most astonishingly, men are forced to work in this extreme environment and face a gigantic challenge. This place is a volcano located in Indonesia. In the depths of its crater, a unique activity occurs. Brave men venture into these mountains of fire, but not in search of treasure or explosion. They are there for a painful and strenuous purpose. These men are forced to brave the steep slopes carrying heavy baskets on their backs. And there, hundreds of miners face deadly smoke for a specific job. They risk respiratory illness and death every day. So why do they do this? What do they do there? Their daily tasks consist of extracting a precious but dangerous element: sulfur. These sulfur carriers witness a harsh, unforgiving reality. As they climb the mountain, they're surrounded by a dry, sulfuric landscape. In East Java, Indonesia, this harmful material escaping from the active volcano is deadly, stinging eyes, burning lungs, and corroding skin. These steep, slippery hills test the men's strength and endurance. Each step is a battle against exhaustion and hidden dangers. First, they gather yellow sulfur chunks that harden by the acidic lake in the crater. Once processed, the sulfur bleaches sugar, makes phosphorus and fertilizers, and vulcanizes rubber in factories at home and abroad. On this journey, the miners carry loads of up to 90 kilograms, traveling about 200 meters from the crater to the weighing station. They repeat this hard journey many times each day, challenging nature for their survival. An experienced miner who's been working the crater for 13 years says there are many towering mountains, but only one gives us the sulfur we need. Despite the toughness of the work, miners have little protective equipment. A single damp cloth to cover the nose and mouth is the only recourse they have. Gloves and gas masks are unreachable luxuries for these men who earn between $10 and $15 a day for their intense work. However, the search for sulfur is very dangerous. Over the last 40 years, 74 miners have lost their lives when they were suddenly surprised by the smoke that suddenly emerges from the cracks in the rock. These poisonous clouds are not mere vapors. These are concentrated gases of hydrogen sulfide and sulfur dioxide capable of burning eyes and throats and can even dissolve the teeth of miners. According to volcanologist Clive Oppenheim from the University of Cambridge, this method of sulfur extraction has pretty much disappeared. He reported that up until the end of the 19th century, there were sulfur mines in volcanic countries like Italy, New Zealand, Chile, and Indonesia. However, eruptions and new processes led to the closure of most of these mines. Sulfur mining in this specific area occurs near the shore of an acidic lake where this water is corrosive enough to dissolve clothes, corrode metals, and even cause respiratory problems. Can you imagine how dangerous it is there? Miners break cooled sulfur into pieces and carry their wicker baskets up the steep 200-meter climb back out of the crater. Each man carries up to twice his body weight, braving this exhausting journey to the weighing station located in the middle of the mountain. This rigorous activity takes a toll on the bodies of these tireless workers, but their bodies have adapted to these extreme conditions over time. When we get here, our families worry. They say the work can shorten our lives, a sulfur miner of 12 years claims. Adding, he said, "But I do it to feed my wife and children. There is no other job that pays as well." But the true face of this mysterious volcano reveals itself when night falls. A vision materializes before the workers' eyes. The blue fire glows brightly. This phenomenon of blue flames, also known as blue fire, is the result of the spontaneous ignition of sulfur released by the volcano. Around 2 in the morning, while some miners just start their ascent, many tourists are already scampering around the sides of IJEN volcano to witness these renowned blue flames. The turquoise lake in the crater, which is roughly 800 meters deep, gleams ominously in the darkness. Despite its beauty, it's dangerous and is deemed the most extreme acid lake on Earth. It's so corrosive that it can dissolve metals. Despite all these, making it to the IJEN volcano can be a thrilling expedition. It also evolved into a touristic attraction over the years. As per tourists' reports, there are two options for you to explore this enigmatic destination. The first option is to partake in a tour, choosing either the cities of Yogyakarta or Bali as your starting point. In the dead of the night, board a jeep that roughly takes an hour to reach the base of the volcano, followed by an exhilarating hike around the site. Many brave and adventurous people enjoy exploring the volcano on their own, but it can be dangerous without a guide to lead the way. There are accounts of individuals being injured or getting lost there. And what about the trip to IJEN volcano? Those who dare to venture into this captivating place face a strenuous climb of about 3 kilometers, a challenging and taxing feat given the substantial heat from the volcanic walls. Right at the beginning of the trail, the sulfur smell intensifies, signaling it's time to put on the protective mask. Upon reaching the summit, a sign advises that descending to the volcano's crater is forbidden, but this advice is seldom followed because the best place to view the blue fire is a few meters down. Once you reach the crater, you're met with the breathtaking spectacle of the blue flames, which can jet up to 5 meters high, erupting from the volcano. This phenomenon happens due to the emission of sulfurous gas paired with the volcano's fire, pushing the temperature to over 600 degrees Celsius. In the second stage of the journey, there is still a hike until reaching a strategic spot to watch the sunrise. This is when the stunning acidic lake in the crater starts to light up, showcasing a progressively more intense turquoise color. If the sky is clear, you can witness one of the most gorgeous sunrises you've ever seen. But unfortunately, in all this beauty, there's also danger and hurt. Two sides of a reality where regional workers increasingly have no other job options and have to confront the sorrow and reality of having to exploit this landscape, risking their lives every day to put food on the table for their families. But what about you? Would you dare to undertake this unique and challenging trek through this volcano?